happy Wednesday, everybody. Mark again here at Weatherman Plus. Now I'm going to give you all the latest information on what's going on with our severe weather. We still have a powerful storm setting up over Canada. We still have a high pressure block for the next 5 to 7 more days. And we do have severe weather this morning. It was tornado warned and it did go back down, but you can see the bowing out in this feature as this pushes through eastern Nebraska, going into Iowa. Also for southern Arkansas, going into northern Louisiana. We still have the flash flooding going on, and you're still in a moderate risk also for today as well. Plus, in our tropics, we have Tropical Storm Calvin that is pushing to the west, and it is going to be a hurricane, then weaken back down, but it's still going towards Hawaii. So we'll give you all the latest updates on that as well. Plus, I'm still showing all this extreme heat is still continuing to build as we go through July, guys. So if you've never been here before, make sure you subscribe. I'm all year long. I do have links in the description where you can follow me on the other platforms. Now, let me get you into this information. Now, we did have a lot of large hail yesterday. Large hail and wind damage over here for eastern Michigan as well. But up here for the upper Midwest, and a lot of strong winds coming through for last night, up to 80 miles per hour so far. And you can see for this morning, we have a lot of heat as well. You have the excessive heat warning in all this pink, heat advisories in all of this orange. Plus, we have the flash flood warnings going on the West Coast, also over here in the South, and the flood watch in the green. And our thunderstorms building up for this morning. This is going to last for the rest of this day. So you can see as you go through today, your strong heat indices for today, all the way up to 107, 110 degrees for a lot of people, all the way for the Southwest, from the Central all the way to the South Central. Now this will continue to pop right back up for tomorrow as well, almost in the same areas. And I'm still showing it will push further north as we go in the coming days. And you can see the latest update. It did put in that northern push in the maps. So now we have hazardous heat in all of this red all the way from July 14th all the way to the 18th. And we have the heavy rain going on in this green, plus more flooding coming towards the New England states. And still showing this heat will continue to build as we go from the 18th into the early 20s. Just keep heading more and more north, bringing a lot of warm temperatures to a lot of people. But as this system pushes further to the south, it will go further south and towards the east coast. So just be aware we have a lot of hot temperatures still coming for the next 7 to 8 days, maybe a little longer. Matter of fact, when you look with the update with the Euro, you can see we still have this high pressure block over our system that's bringing all this in. We still have all these warm temperatures going this way. So this is just the steady pattern that we're in. But the models are suggesting with the Euro that after this happens for the next 5 to 7 more days, that we could have another low pressure building up with a little bit of a block in the Atlantic as well. So we could be looking at this once again. But definitely showing on a vorticity that this is going to keep flowing all this from the west to the east for the next 5 to 7 days, bringing us continuous severe weather, guys, as it starts to move out maybe in 7 to 8 days. So this is going to be more severe weather in the coming days. And when you look at your K index, you can see all the thunderstorm potential in the atmosphere to come with this system. And as we go through this weekend, we still have more rain coming towards the northeast where they just had that bad flood, and it will happen again. As we stay in this pattern, it could happen again as we go into Monday and then keep going all the way till Tuesday. It could happen once again. So this is going to be a continuous pattern that we're going to stay in, guys, for the next 5 to 7 more days. Plus, with this circling around counterclockwise, it is pulling in some of that smoke from Canada, and there could be more air quality alerts as we go through Friday and a little bit further. It could push all the way into the Ohio Valley and the intercoastal northeast as we go towards this weekend. I will keep you updated. So far, it's not showing a lot of high amounts, but it is pulling that smoke down. Now, we do have a lot of cape, a lot of lift for these thunderstorms for today and chances for large hail. Matter of fact, as we go towards this evening, a lot of these storms are still going to be later tonight into the overnight hours. You can see we're going into a lot of joules, all the way up over 7,000, over 7,400. Chances for large hail to come with this system as it pushes along later tonight. And then once again for tomorrow, it's going to build right back up. And you can see with your winds aloft, your lower level winds, that we have a lot of chances for these high winds to come in with this system as it stays around for the next 5 days to a week, still bringing in all these winds, especially as we go from Sunday into the beginning of next week. So we'll keep you updated on all the severe weather every single day. So for today, you do have chances for tornadoes and all of this green, a 2%. Here's your cities and states at risk for the tornadoes for today. Also, chances for hail, even large hail. All this black outline is at least 2 inches in diameter. We have the 5% and we have the 15%. Here's the season states at risk for the hail for today. And the large hail is a white line on top. Plus the winds. Once again, we have hurricane force winds, guys, just like yesterday. We have the 5%, we have the 15%. We also have the significant severe in this black, which is at least 75 miles per hour winds. So here's the season states at risk for the winds for today, and the hurricane force is a white line on top. And you can see this with National Weather Service. Severe thunderstorms will be possible across much of Missouri, Illinois, and adjacent portions of the Central Plains and Midwest on Wednesday. Damaging winds and large hail should be the main threats, with some potential for significant winds, which is 75 miles per hour plus, guys. Severe winds across parts of Missouri and the vicinity. And it will help with y'all flooding in Missouri. I know y'all have a big drought, but it is going to be a lot at one time. You do have that flood risk. So just be aware of that. Now, you see this morning, we do have that bow and out feature in eastern Nebraska going through Iowa as we get some storms for southern Arkansas, going into northern Louisiana, going into Mississippi. Now, this is going to push into Wisconsin, also into northern Illinois as we go through the noontime and afternoon. And it is going to go towards Michigan as well all night long. Then the severe weather is really going to kick up. For eastern Kansas, going into Missouri, you have a lot of thunderstorms popping up all night long into the early morning hours, going into southern Illinois as well as you go into the early morning hours. Then this is going to pop up again for tomorrow for severe weather. We have it for the northeast with that flash flood risk, unfortunately, and we have it for the central plains as well. A lot of thunderstorms popping up for tomorrow in most of the same areas. But we do have it popping up for West Virginia, going towards northeast and the mid-Atlantic for tomorrow. So we'll update you on what that's going to be. Plus, we have some storms moving through the southeast for tomorrow afternoon as well. And showing some very strong winds all the way until the morning. Hurricane force winds still, just like National Weather Service sees. And as you go overnight to early morning hours, a lot of isolated cells for eastern Kansas, going in through Missouri and a little bit of southern Illinois. Some of those have 50 and 60 miles per hour wind gusts on those. And then for tomorrow, it's just going to rinse and repeat with all these warm temperatures come right back up for the central plains, the upper Midwest, and the northeast. So all the way to 8 o'clock tonight, you have the 50, 60, 70, even 80 miles per hour wind gusts coming with these storms as it goes into northern Illinois. But overnight into early morning hours is where it's going to pop up for Montana. It's going to pop up for eastern Kansas and go through Missouri as well, calming down as it goes through southern Illinois. But a lot of strong winds. And all that orange is 50, the red is 60, but all that brown is 70 miles per hour wind gusts. So just be careful. There could be chances for tornadoes, bringing some high winds. And you could just get high winds in general, which is damaging enough. And then for tomorrow, it's just going to pop right back up again, bringing 50, 60, and potentially 70 miles per hour winds. And you also see for the northeast, as you go through tomorrow afternoon, it is bringing 50 and 60 miles per hour wind gusts with that as well. Now, this rainfall will be beneficial because you can see with the drought monitor right in this region where we're getting all these storms is right where all your drought, the main drought in the U.S. is. This is where you have your severe, your extreme, and your exceptional drought. So this is going to help out with your drought. Just be aware there's a lot of rainfall at one time, and you're already dry enough, so it will be flash flooding. And all the way till Saturday morning, National Weather Service is picking up a lot of heavy rainfall for multiple people. A lot of heavy rainfall for southern Arkansas and northern Louisiana. That's why you're in that moderate risk for yesterday. You're also in a moderate for today as well. Bringing some across Mississippi, some across Alabama, Panhandle, Florida. But look over here for eastern Nebraska, going into Iowa, northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, Michigan, northern and southern Indiana, southern Illinois, all across Missouri. So y'all have this big drought and y'all need all this rainfall. So you are getting the rainfall. It's just going to be a lot at one time. Just be aware of the flash flooding, but you are getting that rain. And so far it is going into southern Florida and a little bit of West Virginia, southern Ohio, a little bit of western Pennsylvania. But over here for the northeast, you already had the problem with the flooding, but now you have more rainfall that's going to be coming in and just creating more harm for you. So this is coming in for tomorrow. And as you go through Friday, it's going to start adding up to a good bit of rainfall, 1 to 2 inches. Even though it's not a lot, a little bit is going to do a lot when you're already very saturated. So for today, you do have the moderate risk for southern Arkansas and northern Louisiana. You do have the slight risk for flash flooding all the way down towards Mississippi and Alabama. You also have it for Missouri, eastern Kansas, a little bit of northern Arkansas, going to Iowa, northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, going into Michigan as well for flash flooding. For tomorrow, it's going to be more of the same, but moving to the northeast now. You can see how it automatically puts them in a slight risk. Also over here for the eastern Ohio Valley. As you go through Friday, it's going to be more of the same areas going with the flash flooding for Saturday as well. It's just going to keep building. But now you're getting a slight risk for northern Texas and Oklahoma. And as you go through Sunday, it's going to be more. More for the deep south and more for the northeast. Plus our updates on the severe weather for tomorrow. You see how it did change. That's why I do updates every day, because it does change. You do have chances for tornadoes for tomorrow in this green. So far, it is your cities and states at risk. I will update this again tomorrow morning. This always moves a little bit. But you also have chances for wind and hail in the same locations for tomorrow. And for Friday, we have severe weather again, guys. We have the 5% and we have the 15%. I will keep you updated every day. Remember, we're going to see this for the next 5 to 7 more days. Plus your tropical update, we still have this disturbance over here in Atlantic. Still no threat to anybody. I'm still showing it's going to be about 10 days before any threats from any tropical waves. But in the Pacific, we do have Tropical Storm Calvin, and I am showing it's still going towards Hawaii. Expected to turn into a hurricane by tomorrow afternoon, but it is going to weaken down towards a tropical storm by Monday as it gets closer towards Hawaii. Now, when you take a look with the Euro, it shows it does weaken down to a tropical storm, maybe even go down to a tropical depression. I'll show you what's trending. By the time you go into Tuesday and Wednesday morning is when it's going to be close to Hawaii and go right over the islands. So when you try and see what's trending with the impacts, you can see that the Euro is showing it's going right over it, bringing 50, 60, maybe even 70 miles per hour wind gusts. When you go with the GFS, it's taking it more of a northern impact. North side loaded, bringing 50 and 60 miles per hour wind gusts. But when you look at updated run the 60 this morning, it shows a great weakening in this system. And when you go with the Canadian, it's agreeing with both. It's showing that it will be weak, but it's showing like the Euro that it will somewhat go over the islands. So far, the latest outcome looks like it will go towards y'all, but it is going to bring somewhere from 40 to maybe some 50 miles per hour wind gusts. That's about it. A very weak system. But we still have this big plume of dust moving through, and it is going towards the Lesser Antilles, towards Puerto Rico, and towards Bahamas as you go into Friday on the 20th. While we get another plume coming off, but that tropical wave coming off within the next 10 days is the one that's going to be our next possible storm. And you can see with the Euro, it's going to be about 10 days, and so far it's taking a northern track with that wave. So we will pay attention to it. It's still 10 days away, guys. GFS also agreeing it's going to be about 10 days before that wave does anything. And I will keep you updated on all the severe weather. Remember, I will be here for you guys. This has been a long 10 days of severe weather, and we still have multiple days more to come. So thank you again for your time. God bless you and your families, and thank you so much for y'all prayers. Y'all are just the greatest community I've ever seen. I really appreciate every single one of y'all. Now today I want to read to you 2 Corinthians chapter 9, 6 through 9. But this I say, he which soweth sparingly shall reap also sparingly, and he which soweth bountifully shall reap also bountifully. Every man according as he purposeth in his heart. So let him give, not grudgingly or of necessity, for God loveth a cheerful giver. And God is able to make all grace abound towards you, that ye, always having all sufficiency in all things, may abound to every good work. As it is written, he hath dispersed abroad, he hath given to the poor, his righteousness remaineth forever. Amen. Have a great day, everybody. Please prepare for these storms. It has a lot of large hail and some more damaging winds coming again. And we do have chances for tornadoes. So I will keep you updated tomorrow morning. Remember, all glory always goes to God, our Father in heaven, Yahweh. And I pray he always keeps joy and peace in your hearts. That's the main thing that God cares about, is what is in your heart. All glory goes to God forever. Amen. Hallelujah. Have a great day, everybody.